Okay, let's go with eclectic. However, your response to me is literally the definition of dissection, sir. I'll fight you after the stream. I'll
That's
fight
your
you after
problem. You're always. I literally told you. Okay, you gave me my answer. No, I didn't. What do you mean? Like, what? You
I
just want to
fucking
fight. You just really
no.
want to fight. I literally
Listen.
told you thank you. You gave me my answer by saying what you said.
Okay, wait. Did you? Let me double back. Oh, you did. Okay, you're welcome, darling.
Jen, but do you go with the Festivus? You know, the holiday, the made up holiday Festivus.
The fuck is that?
I want to say, and Haran, I don't know if you remember or not. It was there was an episode on Seinfeld, and basically Festivus is like for everybody who doesn't believe in Christmas, Hanukkah. So it was like Festivus for the rest of us.
Rest of us, what does it mean?
It's like just holidays for all the non-believers and everybody who doesn't celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah, so they won't feel left out.
Oh, they gave us
I just want to say, I never liked Seinfeld. I thought it was corny. However, there was one episode that was absolutely hilarious. It was the masturbation episode. That shit was funny. That shit was funny as fuck.
I love funny. Yeah, dude, Jen. If you haven't seen that, Jen, I think the funniest.
It's funny. That's
the funniest part is like I think a day or something. Kramer comes and slaps the money.
Kramer comes in, he slams the money on the table.
I know
that was hilarious. That was
okay.
hilarious.
No, I'll definitely have to look that up. Okay, you guys. So I'm completely disappointed. I didn't see it myself. However, Squid Game season 2, okay, launched on Netflix, and a friend of mine texted me and said, "Yeah, no, Haran,
I didn't see one. Don't tell me anything.
No, okay, no, it's not. I can't really tell you Squid Game. There's really no way to like spoil Squid Game, so I have nothing to say. Just watch it. But season 2, we waited a long time. We were hooked on season 1. Season 2 is fucking worse than making the Joker a musical. It's a fucking reality show. So they turned the season 2, and we waited. We was like, oh my God, this is the best fucking show we've ever seen. It's amazing. And it's so fucking, what I mean, mental. And the second season they rolled out, they made it a reality show. It's not even like the sequel to season 1. So I was immensely disappointed. Just disgusting, because we thought we were going to have that drama again and the storylines and it's a fucking reality show. So they dropped the ball hard with that one. Just like the Joker being a musical, I'm very disappointed about that. Very hugely disappointed.
Black Mirror just got greenlit for season 7. Shit, 7 years, man.
Shit.
That shit's been on for 7 fucking years, man.
Now that's something I look forward to. Just don't. I don't want to see Celine Dion sliding across.
Last season, I liked last season. We were kind of going back.
I like Black Mirror in general. I just like Black Mirror in general, but I didn't last season. There was that one particular episode where it's like the writers should have stopped fucking writing, and nobody stopped the writers from writing.
I think we went back and forth with a couple of those episodes. I liked it.
You liked it in its entirety.
Yes, I didn't. Okay. I didn't think it was a ball. They didn't drop the ball. A lot of people think they dropped the ball with it. Some were iffy. I enjoyed it.
Okay, all right.
With the better seasons, okay, yes.
Fuck yeah. All right. What's up, David Tillon, Black Lexicon? All right, guys. So tonight, first of all, let's cover something really briefly. You've seen an onslaught of sexual assault allegations and lawsuits, right? Bubbling over. This is an onslaught. Motherfuckers are confused, right? And the retort or the knee-jerk reaction is, these women are lying. They're going for the bag. Why are they happening now? Now they're all jumping on Cassie's bandwagon. What's going on? So there's this attorney that I follow on Instagram. He explained it very simply in a minute. And I'm going to play it for you fucking Neanderthals, okay? Because y'all are Neanderthals. You don't fucking understand what's going on, why it's going on, and why there's this onslaught, this rollout of these assholes being accused of sexual harassment and sexual assault, and why everybody is running to court to do it now. I'm gonna play this video for you fucking knuckle dragging Neanderthals, okay? Happy Thanksgiving, bitch.
God damn. It's Thanksgiving.
Exactly. That's why I said happy Thanksgiving at the end. I'm thoughtful. I just get sick of these people. It's fucking sick. I feel like, you remember Joe Budden, that clip of Joe Budden? He was like, shut the fuck up. Stop typing. Stop fucking typing. Shut the fuck. I read some of these comments and I feel like Joe Budden. You sound stupid typing.
Let's just call it what it is, man. At the end of the day, we don't give a fuck unless it's our daughter, unless it's our mother.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Unless we have that connection to the woman, you know what I mean? Because trust me, you know what I mean? If a motherfucker said that a dude even looked at your daughter incorrectly, motherfuckers be ready to goddamn fight. So let's just call it what it is. This is what it is. It's not their kid. They have no connection to the person.
Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna play this guy. Put your listening ears on, everybody who's listening. This is why this is happening in this, in this amount. Okay. Jesus.
Has been sued for sexual assault. Now, what you probably don't know, all of these lawsuits were filed in New York. All of these lawsuits were filed last couple of days, and all of these lawsuits involve very old claims. In the case of Mayor Eric Adams, you're talking about a woman claiming sexual assault from 1983. That's before I was born, more than 30 years ago. There's time limits to filing lawsuits, right? You can't just wait forever. How are these people able to file such old lawsuits against these guys? Well, what's going on here is the Adult Victim Survivors Act. The New York State Legislature passed a law that said that if you're a victim of sexual assault and you never filed a claim because you were scared, because you were this, because you were that, and now it's too late, well, we're going to open up a 1-year window from November 22nd, 2022 to today, November 23rd, 2023. Today is the last day within this Adult Victim Survivors Act window to file a lawsuit. And what you have happen in these sexual assault cases, probably what happened in the Diddy case, people don't file the lawsuit immediately. First, they call you and they say, hey, do you want to pay me to settle this lawsuit? Because if you don't, I'm going to file it. And then it's going to go public. So before they go public with it, they use that leverage of keeping it confidential, keeping it out of the public eye to try to settle. Now, if the celebrity defendant, whoever it is on the other side, doesn't care and they say, no, I'm not settling, you go file, then you go file. So in this case, the deadline to file these old claims was today. So they kind of waited and they were trying to negotiate, keep that leverage of keeping it confidential. And then eventually, when you don't get that settlement, you go ahead and you file that lawsuit. Interesting, in the Diddy case, they would have probably been doing that. I don't know, but I'm guessing they would have probably been negotiating with Diddy. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Then it went public, and the next day he settles. To me, I don't know this, but it suggests that he miscalculated. It suggests that he didn't realize what it was going to look like in the light of day. And when he saw it, he was like, yo, run that settlement back. Every single man on this list has been.
Okay, guys. So I do want to make note of the people that are on this list, because now all the Black YouTube leaders, I mean, that's where they lead. I don't see them doing anything else. But the Black YouTube leaders are making this a Black thing. They're after the Black man. They're after the Black rapist and not the white rapist. Why after the Black rapist? This is so. Just some of the names here. Jimmy Iovine is not Black. Then you got Cuba Gooding Jr., Harvey Peirce, Jamie Foxx. Axl Rose is not Black. Then you have Bill Cosby, Terry Richardson. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Marcellus Wiley, and the New York City Mayor of Eric Adams. So this is not a witch hunt for the Black penis. Okay, it's anybody and every fucking body who said something wrong or touched somebody in the wrong way or assaulted somebody, everybody's going on the fucking chopping block. Everybody, not just the black men with the loose dicks. Everybody's getting some of these lawsuits, especially in the entertainment business, right? It's really interesting to me. But now that I heard him explain the timing, I get it. Because at first I was like, wow, why so many in the month of November? But now I get it. See, so I hope you guys have more information. You don't have to run around being so ignorant and wondering what's going on. And they after the black man? No, they after every damn body. And I say, good. If you're guilty of it, then good. Learn how to treat people. Because a lot of these assholes in the entertainment industry, so you guys concentrate on women because you hate women. You haven't been laid in the past 20 months. No woman is paying attention to you. You have small dicks. You're not attractive. So you concentrate on women accusing men of shit. However, these men in power have abused men also. They have also abused men. They have also robbed men. They have also made it so these men cannot feed their families and continue a lifestyle that they were used to because they took their fucking money. So it's not just women. I know you guys have a hard on that doesn't work, but when women accuse men of stuff, but these men have also abused other men, okay, with their power. So, and with their, sexually too. So, if they're guilty of it, good. Now, if you don't have anything to worry about and you weren't an asshole with your power, then you have nothing to worry about. Okay? Be very careful around people. Chicken will come home to roost.
Again, this has everything to do with the fact that these men have no connection to these women. Again, if this was your sister, your mother, or whatever, they'd be singing a different tune, a much different tune. Motherfuckers have an issue with their daughters going out with certain prom dates. Remember the old pictures of the dad with the shotgun and shit like that? You know what I mean? If women lie, what the fuck are you doing there with a fucking shotgun? You know what I mean? Like every other woman lies except the women in these men's lives. So, and another thing with Axl Rose being mentioned, he might as well have not been mentioned. Because as long as there's brothers being mentioned, it's a witch hunt. Look, listen, man. Politics is what it is. Can we sit here and say that maybe Eric Adams, his current situation is a political move because he's doing a poor job and they want to, and the powers that be no longer see a reason to protect him? There's a solid argument for that. But that doesn't erase the fact that, the possibility that might have happened. Everything isn't a witch hunt. Yes, there's women who lie, but every woman isn't lying.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
And he doesn't also be your daughter in order for the person to be telling the truth. Okay.
Hello. And another thing I noticed here, of course, this idiot, the fresh and fit idiot, of course, is in the comments of that lawyer's comment section. He said the red pill is needed more than ever before. I mean, this motherfucker is like struggling to keep viewership. You know what I mean? It's like the red pill is dead.
First of all, I mean,
the potato chip.
I'm shocked that lawyer is younger than us. Law is a rough field. Jesus Christ.
Right? When he said that, I was like, you weren't born in 1983?
You before my time. And I'm like, nigga, what?
No, listen. He literally said, this was before my time. This, I'm like, wait a minute. You weren't born in that? Hold on.
I thought he was around that age.
Oh, it could be 40.
He said he would listen. He said he wasn't born.
On this list has been sued for sexual assault. Now, what you probably don't know, all of these lawsuits were filed in New York. All of these lawsuits were filed last couple of days. And all of these lawsuits involve very old claims. In the case of Mayor Eric Adams, you're talking about a woman claiming sexual assault from 1983. That's before I was born.
No, the point I'm here, the point we're making is that we assumed that he, was as old as us, not so much younger. You know what I mean? We got to like maybe 4, 5, 6 years on this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought he was alright. I was like, wait, how are you 10 years younger than me? You're 10 years younger than me.
This is the problem with the red pill. This is the problem with the people saying they're going after these celebrities because they're black, is that you cheapen things that happen because someone might be black, like someone not getting a promotion, right? We had a mayor here. We have a mayor here who was under investigation for misusing funds. She was going to be recalled. It failed. Now the federal government, and one of her things said, I'm going to comply, blah, blah, blah. And then she made mention that, you know, being black may have had something to do with it. And I'm thinking to myself, I criticize her because that's ridiculous. Like, if you're not doing anything, the feds aren't going to, you know, it's not a witch hunt. But I'm waiting for the people that I work around to start criticizing, saying, oh, she says it's because it's black. And I'm going to say, oh, you mean like they're going after Trump because he's a Republican? Because it's the same stupid argument. It's the same stupid argument. Both sides are using these arguments. They're using these smoke screens of, you know, they're doing this, not because I've done something wrong, or I may have done something wrong, but they're not doing it to somebody else. It doesn't matter if you if you don't do something that should be investigated, that may be wrong, you're not going to get investigated. I guess. Do you understand, Jen? You're kind of, you understand what I'm saying, or am I not?
As you're speaking, I'm thinking. I understand what you're saying. Here's what I don't understand. When that argument is made, there's plenty of black people that do shit to black people because the other person is black. You get what I'm saying? I think here's the thing. There's this fucking nagging thing with people of color in general. They think they're morally superior. However, that's why I say it's a power thing.
Yeah.
It's not. It's powerism. It's not racism. It's powerism. Because when you look at the guy that was criticizing the restaurants in Atlanta, right? Criticizing black restaurants, right? Well, those people, he was black, they were black. The people that threatened his life were black, right? Yeah. So people do shit to each other just because they were black. Would they have that reaction if he was a white restaurant reviewer? Would they be threatening his life if it was a white man from NBC saying, I went to this restaurant and it was crap? When we look online, at the red pill, whatever, those black men are attacking black women. Would they attack white women? Well, they killed a white woman and they made her queen of the manosphere, if you recall.
Yeah. Well, I will say that if it was a white person doing that at a black owned restaurant, then they would come after him as, oh, he's being racist, or he's, you know what I'm saying? Like if he said,
right, but he wouldn't threaten his life.
Maybe not.
I guarantee they wouldn't threaten his life. But that I guarantee. They'd be like, we're gonna make him lose his job. We're gonna tell what. But they would not threaten him.
But my original point was saying that these guys that, oh, we need the red pill more. No, you don't. Because the red pill is just putting up a bunch of garbage, muddying the waters for real cases, you know, that are out there. And now it's just kind of like when you hear people in the chat or whatever saying, oh, they're going after them because they're black. It cheapens that. It really cheapens that, because everybody, I mean, even you kind of just roll your eyes like, really?
Well, he said needed more than ever now, because he knows the red pill's fucking crumbling, the manosphere crumbling, and that's his bread and butter. So if he can't sit in a room of 13 chicks and call one of them a bitch or a hoe or kick one out, then he doesn't eat, right? These red pill motherfuckers don't eat unless the red pill survives. So I'm telling you, they're all going to grift. They're all going to be fucking restaurant reviewers or music reviewers. They'll all be fucking grift eventually. So that's why he's saying that. It's needed more than ever now, because you won't eat, bitch, because you bought a lot of shit with that red pill money that you're feeling you may not be able to maintain anymore. That's why the red pill is needed more than ever now.
Go as far as to say that what the red pill was initially, according to so many, it's the complete antithesis of that now. Because if the red pill was indeed about male and, you know, self-awareness, self-improvement, self-empowerment, so on and so forth, Kevin Samuels was in that space at one point in time when he was telling young men about their fashion, trying to give them pointers on how to better themselves and find, better employment. But he didn't really pop off until he started conditioning men to be in women's business. See, the red pill now seems to condition men to be in women's business. Worry about how many men she's sleeping with. Worry about what she's doing. Worry about how much money she's making. Worry about you're spending all this time worrying about her, and how much is this time invested in thinking about and worrying about you? Oh, well, they tell us to, go to the gym. Okay, that's great. What they got? Is there a website that they point you to get some fitness regimens? Do they recommend, a protein intake? Do they have some workout videos? Do they have some investment, portfolios and ideas that you should follow, so on and so forth? If it's that, oh no, well, it's more hate these hoes shit. It's more throwing bitches out the window and so on and so forth. Okay, then that's what you're being conditioned to want, and this is why you have these dudes constantly behaving the way that they behave, wondering why women have these kinds of privileges, why I don't have those kinds of privileges, why can't I get Botox, why can't I get a BBL, why can't I be a woman? You know what I mean? It's a strange thing. It's a very strange thing. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. At the end of the day, you're wondering why you can't be a chick. That's what it just sounds like to me, man.
So I noticed that with Sisterhood Sips, the new show that Lily and I are hosting, the guys in the comments will say things like that. They'll say like, well, do you also tell women not to blah, blah? I was like, y'all are not women. Yeah, you do know that they're two, y'all are different, right? No. But I hear that a lot. Men are like, are you telling women the same thing? Well, no, because women aren't the same thing. But I do notice an influx of men that want to be treated like women.
You know what that is, Jen? Remember when we were younger and we go to the family or functions and shit like that. There was a table where all the aunties and the older women and the grandmas, their table, their space, and no man went over there. No man went over there. He was caught there. The only man that was ever caught there was maybe a baby, a little male baby. Somebody's, taking care of, some little 5-year-old that one of them had to slap in the back of the head because he's misbehaving. Mm-hmm. But no man ever went over there. You know why? Because it was understood that is a female space, and whatever kind of idea or logic you're trying to bring over there, it will not fly because there's a bunch of women over there. So stay the fuck out of the female space.
And if a man did walk over, we would be like,
exactly. So why would you jump in a comment section of a show geared towards women, regardless of what you thought or how you thought it, and thought for a second that it would actually be acknowledged, man? Like, seriously, like, that's the equivalent to a woman coming into a fucking barbershop and basically, and expressing her views after a while. Men are gonna look at her like, it's a barbershop. This is our shit. This is our space. Everybody needs to learn how to stay out of everybody's fucking space, man.
Yeah, I just want to mention that with the red pill guy, Fresh and Fit, saying that now more than ever, the red pill is needed. And with Pearly things trying to pivot, what you're seeing is this. We're finding out, listen, I think some of these guys that struck gold in a podcast and their subject matter and caught fire, whether they knew it was going to catch fire or not, or, are finding out that, even the Cosby Show has a lifespan, and then NBC has to find something else that you're going to watch. And I think they were getting all that great money, but they really didn't have the next thing. They didn't have the next plan. And that's why, like, Haran's not going to starve because Haran knows how to pivot. He can see things happen in the future and he maneuvers into that space. With this, it just, I don't know if they thought it was going to last forever or they thought that everybody was going to keep watching them. But these YouTube channels, it's up, and a lot of times it's up and then down. If you can even get up, if you can get noticed. But people like Star, no, he's going to always, he knows that the game's played because he's done it professionally. And a lot of these people have never done it professionally, at least from what I can see. It's just kind of, they struck lightning, got lucky or whatever, got a following, and then the following falls off because the same shtick just doesn't. They're just not professional. They're not artistic, like Jen, you were saying. Yeah.
These guys, a lot of them, they're not entertainers, man. I'm just gonna put it just like that. A lot of these guys, they're really not entertainers. They don't, like as you said, they got lucky at a certain time. It's kind of like a wave in music. Like, you know what I mean? You caught a hit. You know what I mean? Once that wave is gone, it's like, what else you got? Like, and that's the end of you. You know what I mean? You're now
ice baby, bitch. It's ice.
It's the
Yes,
ice baby. It's the Busta Moves by Young MCs. It's all those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You had one situation going, which was cool, but when it was time to expand and pivot, you really didn't have the chops, and that's what we're seeing now. Because where do you go? What can you pivot to when you say 16-year-olds are hotter than 24-year-olds? Where can you go in a world where women have immense political power and you make T-shirts that say women shouldn't vote? Where do you go?
It was so fucking, it was, I mean, it was such a ridiculous plan, but the girl is dumb. Okay. She is dumb as a box of rocks. Okay. She's not just built like a rock. She is dumb as a box of rocks. Okay. Something that took decades. Okay. Things like women voting, women having rights, and the whole, I mean, this bitch slid into the pedophilia topic with skates. Okay. She slid in that. 16-year-olds are hotter than 26-year-olds. Bitch, what did you think would happen? What did you think? Like, how dumb are you? What did you think would happen in this environment? That's how I know that bitch is stupid. In this environment, what did you think would happen, you burly bitch? What did you think would happen?
If you notice, though, no red pill dudes jumped on that statement, and not that many red pill dudes still on that statement of women shouldn't vote. A lot of them, they didn't touch that shit. You know what I mean? They wasn't that stupid. She wrote those two lines all the way to oblivion because they knew that at the end of the day, like, that's a bit much. These chicks are still in Congress. These chicks can still make a phone call and fuck our shit up. I don't know about that.
Okay, imagine all these women that have been in power, okay, for millennia. All these women that have been in power for decades in Congress, right, in the government, whatever. They look at this square pink bitch on YouTube, okay, and now you're on Piers Morgan. Now you're on Yahoo News. So now you got our attention because we read Yahoo News and we watch Piers Morgan. What did she say? Carol, turn on Piers Morgan. This is interesting, dear. Watch this girl here. She said we shouldn't vote. Right? Bitch is out of here.
And what a misstep.
Nothing is more dangerous than a white woman who feels threatened that she has time on her hands. Nothing is more dangerous than that shit.
And that was definitely a calculated misstep to go on Piers Morgan because it does his homework and he will twist you around so fast. I've watched so many of his interviews. He is on it, man.
We're talking about Pearly Things, Fire Complex. We're talking about Pearly Things. Yes, she was the one who said that 16-year-olds are hotter than 24-year-olds.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, I don't even understand a statement like that because, first of all, in my world, that's not even close to true. You might have a 16-year-old that looks older, but a 16-year-old that looks 16 looks like a baby to me. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it doesn't matter if the 16-year-old looks 45. She's still 16.
No, I got it. What I'm saying is, in general, a 16-year-old looks like a child. I'm saying there may be some 16-year-olds that could pass for 18, 19, 20, which is still to me young. I'm not, even when I was in my 20s, I didn't like that.
It was a ridiculous, very, very disgusting and ridiculous statement. But she's so stupid. Like, she really thought being on Piers Morgan was going to be a plus for her. And what he did was amplify her anti-woman sentiments, her pedophilia sentiments, her anti-Semitic sentiments. He just amplified it. So she probably went home after that interview like, oh shit, I'm on Piers Morgan. No, it was the beginning of your demise, you dumb bitch. Like, there's really no other way to say it. But these idiots don't think past, look at me, I got 1 million followers, not talk about the red pill, not talk bad about women, and look at all this money that's coming in. It was never sustainable. It was never sustainable. You know how many people started shit with me and I would just sit back and laugh and watch them eat each other like fucking rabid vultures? I said, oh, look, he's beefing with him now. And he's beefing with him now. The motherfuckers destroyed each other. And I just sat back and watched. Aside from the ones I did copyright strikes to and fucking kicked in the ass legally. Aside from that, I just sat back and watched them all eat each other like a bunch of fucking crab savages. All of them are fucking getting demonetized. All of them are fucking idiots. But they thought the more people picked up on like Yahoo News and Piers Morgan and Complex, they thought the more people spoke about them, the more money they were going to make and the more famous they were going to make. No one had a fucking plan. Nobody had a plan. Nobody had a plan. Fuck them. Bury it with them. Anyway, guys, welcome to On the Block with Jen on this Thanksgiving. We will pivot. Feel free to support the show with a Cash App on this Thanksgiving. It is scrolling on the bottom, Cash App On the Block with Jen, or feel free to super chat. We're talking about a heavy topic tonight. A couple of my friends hit me up and they were like, ooh, you want to talk about that tonight? I say, yeah, because if mama won't say it and your aunties won't say it on this Thanksgiving, we going to say it. We're going to talk about it. We know a lot of you are affected by this. Okay, we may share some stories. We may give you some suggestions. Tonight's topic is, are you at Thanksgiving with people who abused you or allowed abuse? Are you at Thanksgiving sipping your coquito, looking at Theo Chacho over there who touched you funny when you were 6 or 7? Are you at Thanksgiving with that drunk auntie that put her fingers on you in a strange way when you were a little boy? Are you at Thanksgiving and everybody's acting like none of that happened? Are you smiling and laughing with people that molested you? Because that happens. That happens in a lot of families. Okay? Are you at Thanksgiving with people who abuse you or allowed abuse? Did you tell your mama? Somebody touched you funny. She was like, don't be putting our business out in the street. That's family business. Are you one of those people? We're going to talk about that tonight. That is what we're talking about. What do you think, guys? I will pass the mic before I get to talking my shit.
My daughter just bought me some food.
Oh my goodness. You got to eat it on camera so we can see, so we can get the love.
No, we're not doing it.
ASMR.
We're not doing that, Janicia. Come on, please.
I'll give y'all ASMR then, since Saran won't. Okay, that's it. All right, guys. So that was kind of soothing. Did it sound like rain?
A little bit.
I'm about to pivot. Okay, so all right, guys. So what do you think? And we'll do a whole stream on that burly retard. We'll do a whole stream on her. I can't take her right now. We'll do it eventually. So are you at Thanksgiving with people who abuse you or allowed abuse? This is very common in our families. Very, very common. There's a running joke with Black comedians. You know what I mean? Chris Rock even says America is like that uncle that molested you but paid your way to college, right? This has been a running joke at the barbecue. You know what I mean? At the christenings, like the motherfucker who molested you be there and people will act like it never happened. And there's a lot of, unresolved trauma and PTSD. And you just take that on generation to generation, party to party, Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving, and it's never healed, and it's passed down. Okay. And also there's this thing, that's your family. That's your family. No, that's your mother. Oh my God, that's your uncle. Like, that's your family. Family first. You ain't got nothing. Family over everything. Family, 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 right? And meanwhile, you're sitting there with your stomach in knots because your molester is there sipping beer, right? So what do you guys think?
That's never happened to me, but a lot of the women that I've dated, it's happened to them. And they still deal with these family members. And it's just a wild thing because these aren't the things that there's a lot in the colored community, particularly the Black community, a lot of the demons and the skeletons and the dark shit we don't really talk about because the perception is we have to have the brand of being the morally superior race. That all that shit that happens in all these other races, in these other houses, it doesn't happen in our house. But it does. Rape, molestation, molestation in the church. A lot of the things that we claim only white people do, it happens in our shit.
That's a quite a complex. Yep, your background's loud as hell.
Oh, I'm driving, damn, because I'm driving, that's why. But hey, happy Thanksgiving! Hey!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second, y'all. Wait 1 second.
What?
I think a woman's right to vote should be on the table because most women I know have no idea about U.S. foreign policy. Their votes are as strong as farts in the wind. Prove me wrong, bro. You know how many men don't know anything about foreign policy?
Haran, I read the first sentence and it was so laughable. I just ignored it. Men
who don't even know the branches of government, they think everything
there
is
are
done
men,
in the office. Everything.
Men voted for Trump because he called women ugly and they thought it was funny.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? No.
I personally feel that everyone should have a voter's license. And if you don't know a minimum of certain shit, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. Man or woman. Period.
And more women vote than men. What are you talking about? Like what do you have to stop? Just stop. Please don't. But we'll get into that, I promise. Fighter Complex, que lo que?
No, tranqui, my friend. With my little coquito, my friend, you know? You know my little drinky? Yeah, I'm super late. I'm in PA. Super late, but I told my stepmother, you better hide me 2 plates. Because I'm hungry. Starving.
2 plates.
But, yeah, I hope you guys ate well today and enjoyed the time with your peoples. Now, you were saying something about people know that there's a stranger danger within the family. And my whole thing is, how can there be men in the family, right? 30 something, 40 something, and they don't say nothing about it? Like they don't speak up and like, yo, hey, you're a delinquent, you're a criminal, look what you did, you're a monster. Or they don't open a can of whoop ass. Like, I don't understand this. And this happens a lot. Like and I was actually surprised. I was dating a woman and she admitted to me that, like, yo, her dad, like, they kind of know, but they didn't really do nothing about the uncle. And I lost all respect for that man. I'm like, how can you love and respect your father if he didn't, like, go to jail behind this shit? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
Well, I'm just gonna say what it is. Black men are often taught to be quiet, especially when it comes to matters such as jail time, because the idea is if you tell on them, you're putting a black man in jail. Not that you're doing what's right. You're sending a black man to jail. Oh, yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Motherfuckers don't want to talk about it because it opens a can of worms. You're taught not to, you know what I mean, out family, not to, you know, have everybody looking at us crazy and doing the right thing, and not to put a black man in jail. Because it's always about not putting a nigga in jail. That's what the whole not snitching movement is about. Niggas ain't supposed to go to jail. Period. That's it. The way the way that America has treated us, niggas ain't supposed to go to jail.
Oh, no, saying what say you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody in my family, and not in my immediate family, and I don't know anybody in my family that has gone through that. But when it comes to, like, you can even say there were excuses made. Now, I don't know how much today you can use this as an excuse, but like where the wife, if it's the father, you know, or even if it's like the uncle, oh, we can't have him, we can't do that. You know, he's got a family he's supporting, and so they all sit there and they turn a blind eye because if you put that person away, then suddenly you're in poverty. You know, there was a time when that was a big deal, so they would hide it as well. It's crazy how, and maybe it's because it's the internet, how many stories I see of it happening. It makes it seem, and maybe it is happening a lot more than I ever thought it was, you know, whether it was 20 years ago or today. But yeah, I think what Haran says is a point too, because I've even heard the whole, you know, well, you never associate like molestation in the black community because it's hidden, you know, nobody talks about it. So so the whole thing of that's white people do that is a thing. I mean, that is a thing with, you know, kind of
that white shit. That's always considered that white shit, but no, it happens in our communities too.
Do you think that sometimes people don't take action because they're not sure if it really happened?
I think that some people take action. I think that some people don't take action, and I'm gonna just say what it is. I think some motherfuckers don't take action because if they take action, they gotta explain it also happened to them.
I think that they know damn well it happened, right? Because these secrets, you know what I mean? The secrets that run in the family, I've heard those conversations. You know what I mean? I've talked to a couple of my friends, specifically males, okay, adult men who were molested. So it's like people know that it happens. They're just in denial and they don't want to cause friction in the family. And they really, let's call it what it is.
Okay.
They don't feel like molestation is a big deal.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So you're speaking about the times where it wasn't just like an accusation. It was like, we know it happened, and we just kind of like letting it slide. That's crazy.
Listen, how many times have we been around certain relatives, right? We've been around certain relatives or certain friends and like, oh, such and such is coming, girl. Hide your jewelry because you know how Uncle Tommy is, right? We've heard shit like that. Or keep the kids away from Uncle Charles because, girl, you know, he a little funny. So it's normal. It's like molestation isn't that big a deal in families. It just isn't. It just isn't.
Look, what Abby just said right here, and I'm going to expound on this. She said women are so afraid to lose their man. Look, I am a firm believer that most, not all, not even some, a lot. I think that, yes, there are a lot of women who would rather have a good husband, a decent or okay father, than a bad husband and an outstanding dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've seen. As long as you're good to the woman, she turns a blind eye to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say to Black Lexicon because it's a great comment to dissect, right? When you birth superfine women in your family tree, somebody's going to be tempted. Pedophiles don't attack women. They attack children. Also, somebody being attractive isn't a free pass for molestation or whatever, or being tempted. You have to be some sort of animal to be tempted, right? By a child or even a fine woman, if she's related to you and you know what the outcome would be. So this comment is a little strange because we're talking about children being touched inappropriately. So it's not about having super fine women in your family and people being tempted. This is a little weird. Comment was a little weird.
I don't know. The comment, I would like to hear it in context of how he says it, because the way it said, even reads, is kind of like the whole thing. Well, that girl wore a short skirt. Somebody's going to be tempted, to.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
how you could even straighten that out with tone, because it's like, hey, well, you shouldn't have been so fine. Then they wouldn't be tempted. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I know.
The fuck? Like, what are you talking about right now?
Oh my God. Same one screaming lock R. Kelly up, but ignore what their stepdad did. Yeah, but those also are the same. There's also a bunch of guys who say free R. Kelly, knowing what their stepdad did. So, it goes both ways, James. It goes both ways. There's a lot of brothers out here saying like free R. Kelly, and somebody fucked with them. Mm-hmm. Or they also fucked with young girls. Yeah. Maybe their niece, maybe you, James. But anyway, you know, it
never know. But to piggyback on what James saying, there are a lot of Black social media activists, because that's what they are. They're caricatures of activists. Remember back in the days we had real activists, like in the 60s and 70s. These guys are caricatures of activists. These Tariq Nasheeds, these Umar Johnsons, they're caricatures of activists. They get to throw shit up on a post and keyboard. They never leave their house, right? They never fight anybody. They don't have to get bit by German shepherds. They get hosed down by police. They're not at risk of being lynched. So it's fun to be an activist now. They get Cadillac commercial deals. They get Nike commercials. It's a whole different thing. Now, an activist of today is a celebrity, right? It's not the activists of old. A lot of them are making this, a Black thing. Like, oh, no, you talking about R. Kelly, but what about Weinstein, right? And it just goes back to celebrity worship. I had to tell a guy today on Facebook, because Jamie Foxx is also getting caught up now in those sexual assault allegations. And people that, I don't believe it. This guy said, I don't believe it. And I just had to tell him, I said, you really have to remind yourself that you don't fucking know Jamie Foxx. You don't know Jamie Foxx. You've seen him in movies. So it's a little bizarre, right? That someone would say, I don't believe it. You're not related to him. You've never met him. You don't know what he's like behind closed doors. And you literally made a statement. I don't believe it. That's deep. That's how blinded people are when they like a person. And it's just like. I just merely like you. Therefore, I don't believe you could have ever done anything wrong. I think with families and Thanksgiving, though, I think it's deeper than that. I don't think that molestation to them is a big deal. They feel like, look, it happens to a kid. You'll forget about it. Who cares? Let's not fight in the family. That's family business. It just really isn't a big deal, which is really, really sad, because it is something that's going to affect you the rest of your life until you die. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect you sexually. Again, yeah.
I think that a lot of people, they defend. No, I won't say defend. They hide these secrets. They keep these secrets because they don't want to break the family apart. Maybe they think that it'll lead to the destruction of the family, because it's like, okay, if the person is outed, then it's like, oh well, that's your cousin on the mama side. Your motherfucking cousin fucked with my family, and then there's this thing that happened. The shit might even lead to a divorce. There's this thing that might happen. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of other truths come out. Like, well, I ain't never liked you anyway. Oh, yeah, by the way, that's such and such son. That really ain't your kid. It's a snowball effect of things. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about.
I absolutely do. So would you say it's cowardice? I'll tell you something that happened in my family, and Ray could probably, my nephew's in the chat, whatever. Something that happened in my family, and there are a lot of secrets in my family. Some of it is spilled here and there, but I'm sure the majority of secrets died with my grandma. Rest in peace, grandma. But there was an incident in my family, my immediate family, where one of the kids, be it in the nieces and nephews, got cut, right, by a parent. And I took them right down to the precinct, right, to make a report and everything. I was like, get that bitch in here for doing this, you know what I'm saying, to my family member. And we were all related. When I tell you, piggybacking off what you said, Haran, the whole fucking family turned on me. Like that. They completely gave zero fucks that this kid needed stitches. My family members called me. This just happened. I said, so no one's doing anything about it? I got fucking dressed. I zoomed down there, grabbed that kid, took him down to the precinct. Okay. There was an arrest made. I was like, I don't give a fuck which one of y'all don't like me. Y'all could kiss my ass. This kid was in danger. So do you think that there's cowardice behind it, where it's like, I don't want to be the reason for the breakup of the family. I didn't give a fuck if it's to save a child.
Absolutely. Like, ironically, Black and brown people don't trust the cops, but that concept of the blue wall, we use that same shit in our families. Like, Black and brown families got a lot of secrets. We got a lot of secrets. And if one motherfucker comes out and just pulls that thread and the whole shit collapses, you risk being a fucking pariah in the family. You risk being a pariah in the family. Just like in the police. Just like in the police, just like in the cops. If you know something and you talk, that leads to a gang of cops losing their jobs, their pensions, and so on and so forth, whether you are right or not, whether it was the right thing to do, you will never have a safe day in your life. Every time you call for backup, maybe like a guard dog will show up. You ain't gonna never have a moment's fucking peace. So yes.
Oh, listen, even my parents said I was wrong. Even my it's like children, unfortunately, in our families, they're expendable. They'll get over it. They'll walk it off.
Absolutely.
Did you die? Die?
You know why? Because you got over it. You got over it. You got over the fact that your pops probably put a fucking gun in your face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and shit like that. You got dangled outside of the house by your ankles. You got over it. They'll get over it. It's growing pains. Like, nah, man. Like, nah.
And the funny thing is that they never get over it. They never get over it. They're toxic as fuck, and they pass it down.
Look, a lot of us, I'm gonna just say it right now, man. And it doesn't have to be something sexual. This person could have did something to you that ruined you psychologically in a lot of other ways. They could have brought a degree of violence that ruined your perception of people. It ruined your ability to trust people. Like, look, man, I was raised in an extremely violent household, and outside was extremely fucking violent. My concept of the world and life was just survival. It was this concept of, I have to always be on guard because this person might try to get me. You know how much that ruins your relationships with everybody? With everybody. I find it hard now to really like I think me and Jay was talking about the other day. I'll be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'll be just mistrustful of everything because it's like, I don't know. And it comes from your background. Because in your mind, in your young brain, in your young undeveloped brain, if your young undeveloped brain says, if this person who I'm supposed to trust with everything and brought me into the world is this disgusting piece of shit, how can I really trust anybody outside of this household? And so you move through life like that, man.
Right. And be clear, the topic is Thanksgiving with people who abuse you or allowed abuse. That could be physical, mental, sexual abuse. That's any kind of abuse that you suffered, and now you're hanging out eating dry turkey. These people.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. When we're talking about these things, you could just see in. I'm not even going to bring up the person, but you could just see in the comment section they need to talk about with the woman. This is not gender specific. We're talking about everyone. Okay, there's men and women who have ruined the lives of children. Okay, yes, there have been women who have brought a bunch of men into the home that has screwed up the minds of the men. But there's also men who have came in the home and literally beat the holy fucking shit out of the mother, probably, you know what I mean, disfigured her, did all kinds of shit that also affects the children. At the end of the day, if we really let's talk about the problem on both ends.
Yeah, the last man that I heard was viciously molested by multiple people. His brother facilitated it. A man, not a woman. A man. So this isn't gender specific at all, right? But if you're a red pill reject, yeah, you're gonna automatically go, it's because women have men in and out the home. Yeah, but this isn't gender specific. Men molest, women molest. Men neglect, women neglect.
I will say this: female predators are not treated the same in the courts as male predators. You can tell by these female teachers. You know what I mean? They're in and out of that shit like a fucking turnstile half the time. You know what I mean? But overall, again.
But in general, it's deep, Haran. In general, these laws and bills and rules and all of that were made up, in my opinion, okay? Because it's disproportionately male, these laws and rules were made up to protect men, in my opinion, right? So when you hear this one molested so-and-so only got 3 years, whether they're a man or a woman, I'm like, you got 3 years for molesting someone or sexually assaulting someone is going to affect them for the rest of their lives? Like the judge that told the guy that raped that college student by the dumpster, we don't want to ruin your life, son. Right? So who's making these laws and rules? Why are they so lenient? The issue with little boys getting molested by women, I will say over and over again, is because men of all ages champion it. When they hear a 10-year-old boy got molested, a 12-year-old boy, man, where were them teachers when I was a kid? Right? So then you confuse a child. The child is like, the little boy is like, oh, that was supposed to happen to me. I was supposed to be attracted to this woman, right, who molested me.
And ironically, you know what happens under those circumstances? Ironically, the cat that's cheered on by those men, you know what happens? He becomes hypersexual. He goes out there and he becomes Pookie, and he has a whole bunch of fucking kids. And then guess what? On the other end of the aisle, he'll be like, we need to do something about those Pookies. Well, let's go find some of those female predators who might turn these motherfuckers into hypersexual beings, first of all.
Right.
So, it all starts somewhere. See, the thing about it is that we're all talking out of our asses, but we'll never get to fix the situation because everybody likes to be on code and never really get to the source of the problem. It's always more important to be on code than actually fix the issue or really speak to the issues. Because when you really speak to the issues and you get off code, then you realize and you face the truth for how ugly it fucking is. And it's some disturbing fucking shit when you look at both sides of the fence. Both sides of the fence are fucking disgusting. And at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about kids.
And it's also scary as fuck to people to not have their family, right? It's also scary as fuck to people to not talk to their mom anymore, even if their mom allowed someone to molest them or knew about it and didn't say or do anything, right? That's still your mother, right? So you have this conflict in your mind.
I saw this dude, man, online, and I'm not judging the guy, maybe a little bit, but, he was talking to a young lady. She's older. She, some internet personality, and she's meeting her father, and they had the daddy issues, blah, blah, blah. They asked the guy, why didn't you stay in the girl's life, whatever? He says, well, the situation didn't work out with me and her mom's, so I said, fuck it, I just moved on. And I thought to myself, like, I wouldn't say that's a good enough reason to move on from the kid. Okay, yeah, you and the girl. No, and trust me, I get it. I got a ton of baby mama motherfucking, stories. A ton. But I wade through that shit. Why? Because the kid's more important. And the kid didn't ask to fucking be there. The kid didn't ask for the fucking bullshit, that came with my decisions. So I gotta look out for this fucking kid, man. And it's my fucking kid at the end of the day. And a lot of you motherfuckers wouldn't be where you are right now and be upset where you are right now if maybe your father actually felt the same way. That regardless of the fact that, hey, your mother and I are not in a relationship, you still matter. But again, nobody gets.
Interesting what Kari said. Right here, Kari said, "Fuck them kids" is what they say. That's a common joke amongst Black people. I notice on Facebook and online, specifically Black people. I always say, "Man, fuck them kids." It's a joke. It's a joke in the Black community. Right?
There's always a little bit of truth in a joke.
Right? So, man, fuck them kids, right? And the joke is common. So when you look at something like that and it's regurgitated, it's toxic. It's toxic.
You know what every kid is? The result of a decision that you made that might have been the best decision that you made or the worst decision that you fucking made. Your kid is always going to be the result of that. And for some people, looking at their kid, it either conjures feelings of regret or it conjures feeling of comfort and hope and contentment. I mean, I'm just keeping it real here. You know what I mean? Some people look at their fucking kids and they see regret.
Yeah, a lot. Not some. I think a lot.
You know what I mean? They think about the scholarship they probably could have got. They could have probably went pro if they didn't blow out their knee and knock up that broad that night who came over to comfort them with his busted knee. You know?
Oh, I could have been something. It's like, Dad, what? It says here
somebody.
Yeah, I really could have been somebody. I had ideas. It says the simplest way to deal with toxic family during the holidays is to accept that you can't change them, limit exposure, have contingency plans when they get toxic, and set firm boundaries for the time you spend together. So before we end, if you must be around these toxic, horrible people because you don't know how to break away from your family, you don't know how to confront them about past transgressions and abuse, limit your time, set boundaries, but don't keep getting beat up annually and re-traumatizing yourself. Because believe it or not, it's in your subconscious and you are re-traumatizing yourself being around these people every single fucking year. That's it. It takes balls and guts to separate from your family. I
told most of these motherfuckers kiss my ass. My family came here a moment ago to give me a plate of food. My family is here with me on the block right now. If she ever decides to settle down, I'll have to approve of the gentleman.
Damn right.
We all get involved. You married a family.
Yep. You ain't lie. Y'all gotta warn him. Let him know. So you want to do this?
It's all good until it isn't, homie. It's all good until it isn't. That's it. It's all good until it isn't. Whatever you want to do with that information, you do with it.
Hello, fucking no. So is anybody going to any Black Friday sales? Chat, people watching, panel, any Black Friday? Or you guys are like, I ain't rolling around for a flat screen. Any deals? No?
I done bought my kids something. Whatever I need, I don't wait till Black Friday. I get for myself. Although I do need a new fucking guitar. I really shouldn't have said that.
Hey. Wait, you already bought her Christmas presents?
Yeah.
Oh, so you good. You straight then.
Yeah, I'm Gucci. Gucci right.
Black Lexicon said done online. No, listen, I was looking online. You know, I'm frugal as fuck. And I found these little stores, $3 shirts, $5 shirts. I said, that's my price range right there, honey. I like spending money. Plus, anything I put on, I'm looking like that. So
no, seriously, like honestly, clothes are overrated. You're better off just looking great naked. And I'm just saying that because if you look great naked, you can basically damn near put on anything. And just as long as it falls well on your frame, it's going to look good.
Extremely true. Please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Listen to Kari's crib. All right, guys, that's our show for tonight. We just wanted to say hello if you out there being all lonely and shit, want to give you a little something. Also, Star is on. If you want more raw YouTube, head on over to Star at the Star Report. If you feel so kind tonight, make sure you Cash App on the Block with Jen. Buy your girl a smoothie on this Thanksgiving. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Yeah, you guys want to come back tomorrow? Talk some more shit. What, Haran? We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Don't listen to him. We'll be back tomorrow. Maybe we could break down that whole the breakdown of the red pill and how all these people are being destroyed.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because we haven't addressed that really ever since they all started crumbling. We haven't really addressed it. All right, guys. So we are out of here. Love you all. Be safe. Stay away from toxic Avengers you call your family. Good night. Hit that like and subscribe.
Good night.
Come on. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door for mama. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget On the Block with Jen at Gmail for business. I have Sisterhood Sip Sundays every Sunday. The show between Lily and I is blowing up. The views and your support is fucking outrageous. The shares are freaking outrageous. I am also On the Block with Jen. Cash App. We will see you tomorrow. Let's talk some red pill shit mañana. All right, guys. And I'm out. Enjoy your evening. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful.